What's up everybody? Welcome into the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching. Today is the first day of November 2018, the second month of fourth quarter. Hopefully you guys started off strong in October. Hopefully you had a happy Halloween last night. And let's get to work. Let's get back to making that money for fourth quarter Q4 that everybody dreams about, loves, and talks about all year long. Today's video is about sell-through rates, specifically on Poshmark. So I made a video and I talked about it. This is probably the second video I made about sell-through rates on eBay, how to determine if an item has a good sell-through rate on the website, on the platform. So what we talked about was if you look at a specific item, let's take a Nike men's golf polo, for example, extra large. And you look on eBay, there might be 5,000 extra large men's golf polos available currently for sale. Now, I didn't sort them by color or striped versus solid or anything like that. Just extra large men's polos by Nike. And there might be 5,000 active. I have no idea what the number is right now, I'm not looking. But assuming that number is correct, 5,000, and you go over to solds, let's say that there are 5,000 that have sold in the last 90 days. My solds are defaulted to 90 days, so typically yours should be as well unless you've changed it. Well, if there are 5,000 active and there are 5,000 sold, that means in the last 90 days, how many were listed? It's pretty easy. It's 10,000. 5,000 are still up, 5,000 sold. So out of 10,000, 50%, 5 of those 5,000 out of 10 sold. 50% of all Nike men's golf polos and extra large sold. That's pretty good. That means you have a 50-50 chance of selling your item in the first 90 days. Not so bad. So a lot of people who sell on Posh said, is there a way to do that on Poshmark? And there absolutely is. And I'm going to show it to you. It's this kind of the same theory, the same way that it works. It's a little bit different, but I'm going to go over to my computer screen. I'm going to screen share. I'm going to bring up my Poshmark. We're going to do a search for a certain item. And it takes a little bit more work on Posh because they don't really display it the same as eBay. They're still working on that. But there's a good way to find out if your item has a good sell-through rate on Posh. Now, if somebody's listing 100 Aeropostale polos, there's only 3 of them sold over in the sold section of Posh. It's probably not a good sell-through rate. And so I want to show you guys how to look for that when you are on Posh, when you're either buying an item to post or if you already have an item that's active so you can see if it's been sitting too long or what have you. It's very, very important that you understand not just what you're buying and selling something for as far as purchasing, selling, and profit, but also how long you're gonna sit on that inventory because you gotta have storage space in the back of your mind if you have limited storage. If you don't have limited storage, awesome. You've gotta think about the capital, how much cash do you have out in these items that are sitting. If you have unlimited capital, fantastic. If you have unlimited storage and capital, even better yet. But a lot of people don't have unlimited capital, they don't have unlimited storage, or they don't have unlimited time. They don't want to be sitting on items for 9 months, a year and a half on some Aeropostale polo that they eventually sell for like a $3 profit because it was a terrible item to begin with. It also helps you plan in your future purchasing if you're noticing that Aeropostale men's polos, extra large, are only selling one every 20 days, you probably shouldn't stock up on them when you go out to the stores. And if you do, you've got to be getting them for a quarter or 50 cents or a dollar or less to make sure that you don't have a whole bunch of capital sitting in bins not selling because they have an average sell-through rate of like 9 months to a year. So it's very, very important. So without further ado, let's go over to my computer. Let me show you how to do the sell-through rate check on Poshmark, and hopefully this will help you source better and pick up better items in the future going forward. Also, if you need help with Posh on what to buy for brands, for sourcing, I have a really great list for you. It's over 250 brands. It's also available in the bundle. You can pick it up below. I'll link it. It's 20 bucks. You're gonna get all of those guides for not just the fashion. There's also some hard good and electronics if you do eBay and Amazon. There's also a social media guide. There's also a estate sale for picking up clothing out of estate sales. All kinds of great sources. It's 20 bucks, or I'm sorry, it's $25. It's 50% off of the $50 price because the price got all messed up on the website. So it's set to $25, half off, 50% off if you need it. And as always, you can always join the Poshmark share groups and Poshmark VIP groups that Sydney L runs. She's the closet consultant from Dallas, from PoshFest. I'll link her groups below as well. If you need help, if you're falling behind on your shares, if you need other people to motivate you, or you need help with the sourcing or the bolos, or you need her to look at your closet. Remember, she was picked by Poshmark, by Poshfest, by the CEO and the team over there to review closets and do closet consultations at Poshfest. So if you want somebody that actually knows what they're doing to look at your closet, you can absolutely have her do that for you. Again, it'll all be linked down below. Without further ado, let's go to my computer and check out sell-through rates. All right, so we come over to Poshmark's website and we look up one of my favorite items, Robert Graham extra large shirt. So I searched for this, but one flaw that Posh has, and hopefully they fix this soon, I might end up messaging or emailing Manish or something to try to maybe suggest this, is when you do a search, it doesn't tell you how many of that particular item are active right now. The only way you can is to manually count it. Now there are 4 per row, and I counted down just for the sake of this video. There were actually 125 rows, which is pretty easy math. That's 500 items, and then there are 2 additional at the bottom. So 502 extra large Robert Graham shirts are currently for sale. Now, if we go to the sold page of all these, we do the same count because it doesn't show us again how many sold, but there are 4 per row and we have 12 rows. 48 items have sold. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is a 30-day count because I bought my extra large Robert Graham shirt about 3 months ago and there is no record of it being sold on here anywhere. So I'm assuming this is 30 days. Somebody might be able to correct me on that if I'm wrong, but it makes sense, 30 days, 48 items. Now, with the 48 and the 502 that are active, that means 550 Robert Graham shirts have been active in the last 30 days, if that's accurate, meaning less than 10%, we'll call it somewhere around 8%, have sold in the last 30 days. That's not terrible. It could be better, but typically you'd want to see something around like a 0.5% to 1%. So you'd want to see like a 15 to 30% per month sell-through rate. This at 8% means that any given time a Robert Graham shirt could take about 12 months to sell. So if you're selling 8% a day, 12 months means 96% of the inventory should sell in theory. Now, it doesn't always work that way, of course, with sell-through rates, but it's just giving you a pretty good idea and an average. So if you buy an extra large Robert Graham shirt, depending on the style, the size, the color, the pricing, the photos, the descriptions, your feedback, and all that sort of thing, it shouldn't take you more than a year, but most of the time it should probably take you on a 50-50 bet, about 6 months or less to sell that item. Now, most Robert Grahams move faster than that. If you were to go over to eBay, you'd probably find a little bit faster sell-through rate, meaning they don't do quite as well on Posh as they do eBay as far as sell-through rates and quickness, but they tend to do better in the pricing, so you have to weigh whether you're willing to wait long enough to sell it for a higher price, which a lot of people usually are. So that is how you come up with a sell-through rate through Poshmark. Now, there's no easy way because you can't tell how many of those items are active or how many have sold without actually manually counting them. Hopefully, Poshmark, again, will fix this. In the meantime, that's how you'll come up with it. So, as important as it is to have items priced correctly and photographed and all that, obviously, to make profit, it's just as important to know the sell-through rates so you're not holding on to items for a year plus or 2 years or even 9 months if you can help it. You're trying to stick to under 6 months with the clothing, and anything less than that is great. So there you go, guys. That's how you do the sell-through rate. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. And just like I said at the beginning of the video, if you need help with your group, with your Poshmark, anything, you can join Sydney L's Facebook group. She's got some awesome, awesome people in there. She'll go through your closet if you want to upgrade to that. She was hand-selected as a closet consultant in Dallas for Poshmark. She does know what she's talking about, and she can help you get some more sales on your group, on your Poshmark page, I'm sorry. Otherwise, you can just join her share group, which is a group of awesome people who help each other out by sharing their closets all day. So if you're falling behind on that, you can also join her in that group. And if you really need help with brands, styles, or other bolos and items to buy for not just Poshmark, but also for electronics and hard goods, eBay, Amazon, you can buy the bundle of guides and bolos with over 500 items. It's below. It's on sale for 25 bucks. That's 50% off the regular price. And all of that will be linked, including with Sid's groups, down below in the description box. Thank you so much. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you're subscribed as always. It's very important. And if you haven't left me your email, make sure you do that on rockstarflipperonline.com. And until next time, I'll see you then.